Hello, my name is Martyr, and this is Let's Play The Inner World. The Inner World is an adventure-style point-and-click game, guys. It released September 2013, so it's a bit of an older game, but it recently released on the Humble Store, which is where I found it. It was developed by Studio Fizman and published by Head Up Games and Nico Entertainment. You can go ahead and pick up The Inner World on Steam and various other stores for $14.99, but if you go ahead and buy it off of their main website, you get the game DRM free, plus the additional Steam code, plus additional content. So if you're interested in this game, I would suggest getting it that way. Now, The Inner World is a strange, fantastical trip into the world of Asposia, which is this kind of subterranean city that is fed air through these air fountains or air tunnels, whatever the hell you want to call them, which aren't producing as much as they used to because of these big, giant, nasty creatures that turn people into stone. It's a strange game, full of humor, clever puzzles, and a metric ton of dialogue. Lots of voice work. So let's get into it, shall I? I've been playing the game for about an hour now, guys. And you're playing the game as this guy named Robert, who is the kind of the apprentice of the head honcho, the head priest, who has somehow found a way to keep one of the air tunnels working and to keep the monsters at bay. But basically, he basically says that everyone has to do what he says, otherwise suffer a horrible wrath. So anyways, the reason we're in the city right now is we're looking for this girl named Laura who stole something from our master, and we're basically trying to get back. But for us to find out where the girl is, we have to make this onesie, I'm shitting you not, for this chick here for her baby, and then she'll point me in the right direction of where Laura went. So we're making the onesie for her and her baby right there. To do that, we need to get yarn. She, of course, wants the most expensive yarn in the universe. And then we have to get needles. And then, of course, we have to get there's needle yarns and a pattern, right? The pattern. And then we can make the onesie, give it to her, and find out where the hell Laura is. But it's not as easy as it sounds. But it's also as hard as it sounds, because there's quite a bit of interesting features to this game. Let's talk about what you're looking at right here. Obviously, it's a very simplistic control, point and click. The art is extremely stylized in a very strange, kind of cartoony and sometimes beautiful way.
It doesn't look very
The backgrounds are gorgeous, and then sometimes the foreground is very cartoony. It throws me off a little bit, but I kind of dig it at the same time. If I were to point my mouse down here at the bottom of the screen, a small inventory would pop up, which has a listing of items. Of course, these items can be used to, you can combine them, use them to overcome objectives, as, of course, any point-and-click genre game. If you happen to get lost also, one of the awesome things about this game is that it does not punish you for being lost. It basically, you click on this little button up here and it gives you a list of your objectives. For instance, obviously I'm trying to find Laura, the girl with the pigeon. The pigeon is swallowed something my master prized very much so. And we chased after it like an idiot. So, it kind of gives you a breakdown of all the goals that you need to do. But if you click on them, it'll give you additional hints. Like, letting the baby knows where Laura is, however she wants to favor in return. Give her a onesie for the baby. And then you can continue clicking on other things to find out how to get those particular items. For instance, let's go ahead. Give the tailor everything he needs. The tailor needs strawberry yarn, knitting needles, and a knitting pattern. Well, we don't have any of those things. Where am I going to get for instance, where is it? Where am I going to get the needles from? The tailor needs two knitting needles, excuse me. Knitting needles are long, thin, and robust. So we'll click on this, and it says maybe he doesn't exactly need knitting needles, just something similar. Click on it again. Do you happen to see something suitable with you? The walking stick in your inventory would make an excellent knitting needle. Use the walking stick on the tailor. Basically, you kind of get the idea. It kind of spells it out for you, black and white, if you happen to get lost and can't figure things out. So let's go ahead and talk to the tailor. And you can kind of get an idea. Every character you can either look at with them or talk to them, interact with them by just clicking around the environment. And every character is voice acted, has their own dialogue.
I'm actually Robert.
Excuse me, my captivity has me confused.
So we're going to talk to him about the onesie.
Oh, yes. About the onesie.
Yes, it will turn out fabulous.
Unfortunately, I still don't have everything we need for it.
Ask me anything you want.
Okay, where the hell do I get any of this stuff? How about that?
Where can I get strawberry yarn?
It's the holy material. Only the wind monk's robes are allowed to be made from.
We found a wind monk a little earlier. He's actually hanging out in the bar. Every time you click on something, it's gonna be, if you see it's kind of highlighted, it's kind of bright. You click on it, you talk about it. When it goes dark, there's basically no more conversation there for
Knitting
you.
is a passion, do you understand? When the passion of knitting takes over, things can get lost.
Okay. And finally, the pattern.
Where can I get such a knitting pattern?
There used to be a knitting pattern store on Storm Avenue, but it closed down.
Well, that doesnn't help me.
Well, come up with something.
So yeah, we basically talked to him about the things that we will require. We'll talk to him a little bit more about. He's a tailor.
With those arms, you look like you could chuck an anvil.
Oh, you sound like my dear parents. They always wanted me to become a bouncer. But
I enjoy the voice acting quite a bit. I think it's pretty well
early
done.
on. I used to crochet in secret under my blanket.
You can, of
And
course,
it was only a
skip
matter of
the
time
dialogue
until
if
I
you want
worked
to
with
by
harder
clicking through,
fabrics.
but you have to.
At the age of
You should be
14,
clicking through the dialogue
I
in this
started
type of
working
game.
with
It's kind of the bread and
pillowcase.
butter of this game. Is the
What
strange
can I say?
characters, their
Yeah, I
dialogue,
found
the way
out
they
about my
talk, the
secret
kind of the
crochet.
humor of the characters.
Threw me out. I spent several years on the street before a rich wool magnet picked me up.
That's fascinating.
Oh, I was a seamster like everybody else. The wool magnet discovered my talent and
And there's a lot of
presented me with the
dialogue
right
here. There's a
people.
lot of talking in this game.
My career
And I
started.
have to say that's one thing I do enjoy about the Inner World. It has a lot
You've come.
of. It's a made-up
Yes.
universe. It has a lot of deep lore into it.
Now
They
I'm
kind of
here.
tell they really did a lot of research for this game. So let's go ahead and give him
Okay.
Oh,
the needles. Well, we have one of them. We have a walking stick. Let's give him one of the walking sticks.
Will that work?
I think so. Very interesting needle. What exactly is this?
It's
It
a walking
looks
stick.
exactly like a walking stick.
Yes, funny, isn't it? As long as you can work with it.
If that were a walking stick, some crippled Asposian wouldn't be able to get around anymore without it.
Yeah, we stole it from
The
somebody.
question right now is if you can knit with it.
I just mean, it really looks exactly like a walking stick.
It's a
The
needle.
humor is dry,
Well,
but also
definitely
clever
so.
at times, guys.
We're still
It's a
missing
very
something for the one thing.
strange
Try
game.
my best.
So we got him. We got the needles now. So we need to, of course, get him some yarn. Then from the yarn, we need to get actually the pattern. So let's see if we can find those objects. The pattern, I do believe this guy over here has it, but we need to find a way to get
I did, sir.
give
Can I
he
ask
needs
you
to
another
get the
question?
pattern from this guy somehow.
Tell me your name.
But
And I don't
just-
exactly know
That's what
how.
everybody's-
As you can see, I've kind of talked to this guy. All the conversation dialogues are kind of
that's it.
worn out, so I'm kind of clueless as to how to get this this pattern from this kid. Maybe we can get him drunk. You want some booze,
Why
kid?
should I do that?
No, don't want. He doesn't want to get drunk. How about a flyer?
Why should I do that?
Because you could trade it for the map. I don't know, dude. Let's go to the destroyed house.
This was either caused by a bazillion attacks.
Oh, that's what the creatures are
or
called. They're called
someone built a
bazillions. They also
house
worship them
double.
kind of like gods now, too. Alright, so obviously we're kind of stuck here. I don't really know how to get the map from this kid. So again, we could just go over here, click on this, and kind of figure it out. The boy on the street with the bars has an Indian pirate, but he seems to think it's a treasure map. He just won't give you his treasure. Maybe you could trade it with something. He's looking for a bazillion treasure. Maybe you could bring it to him. The bazillion treasure is about the eyes of the bazillion in its treasure chest. What could serve as eyes in a treasure chest? Maybe you can find something that looks like eyes. Go check out Ollie's bar. Just go through the door in the middle of the street where you talk to the lady with the baby. And finally, the bubblegum machine looks interesting. But to get to the bubblegum machine, we need a coin. Which is the bubblegum machine is right here. Right here in the bar. We go to interact with, as you can see. Again, we don't exactly have a coin. So we're going to have to find a coin from somewhere. How do we find the coin? That is a good question. Let's see here. Maybe there's like one around here. Maybe if I use the cork? Will the cork work? Maybe?
No, now is
No cork's not gonna work. Let's find out. You know what? I had another idea I could try out here. I'm gonna try to figure out the puzzle on my own. That's the fun part about click and point game is figuring out the puzzles for yourself, of course. I have the ability to kind of terrify this guard, make him jump out of his post, and he has a lunch. So I'm thinking the lunch might be a piece of the puzzle somehow, in some way. So I'm going to go over here and scare the crap out of this guard by using a Conroy puppet. The Conroy is my master, the guy who...
I don't think that will work.
Not on the lunchbox, use it on him. The Conroy is my master, is the guy who took care of me, and he is terrified of this guy. So we're going to go ahead and try to nab the lunchbot. There we go. Take it. So we got a lunchbox now.
Handy.
Like I said, I'm pretty sure it'll be part of some sort of puzzle.
What? Who's talking there? Abbott?
No, my name is Rob.
Don't disturb me. I have work to do.
There you go. Okay, so he doesn't want us to bother him anymore. I'm pretty sure that's everything we can get from that guy. I'm thinking the lunchbox has to serve some sort of purpose. I just don't know what yet. But yeah, musically the game's really nice. Sound-wise, the game's very well done. The voice acting can get a little bit, I'm not going to say dry. What I will say is that sometimes it just takes the characters a long time to get over a particular conversation sometimes. That isn't necessarily a bad thing, just sometimes. If I give him the lunchbox, will that make him happy?
Hey, you're on a treasure hunt, right? Look what I found.
Oh, there we go.
There's nothing in it.
Okay, so we need to find a way to get a coin. How do we get the coin? I'm gonna cheat here. How do we get the freaking coin? Try to get some bubblegum. Maybe Detsy can accept it as a eyes. Okay, but how do I get the coin? You have to put the coin in the bubblegum machine. Maybe the vending machine can help you. Another vending machine, huh? The cinematic one. Oh, this could be interesting. Okay, so the sin machine probably has a coin. The sin machine is this twisted thing where you go to and confess your sins, and it either determines punishments for you, and it can be, it's kind of crazy. And of course it decides your punishment, and then you can possibly turn to stone. Not by the machine though, by the creatures themselves though.
The drawer is locked.
Huh, the drawer is locked. Do I have anything that can open it? Let's talk to it.
Tell me your sin.
Let's go with the... Oh, there we go. Oddly sin.
Okay, well.
We talked to the bartender, who is apparently kind of a bit of a harlot, and we can use her sin to hopefully freak this machine out.
Realize the weight. Wait a minute. You did what?
And the machine is now freaking out. Oh, there we go.
I had the same look on my face when Ottilie told me her sins.
So there we go. So that's how we get that. So we got now a coin, and it looks like a needle.
What should I do?
Okay, so we got a coin. We'll go give the tailor the last needle. Then we'll use the coin on the gumball machine.
Here, can you use this as a knitting needle?
Well, I will be able to use it. May I ask where you got it from?
No.
From the Sinomat.
Interesting. How did you come up with that?
Oh, there was this lady behind the bar.
You're talking about Ottilie? She's a babe.
I'm afraid you've been imprisoned for far too long.
We're still missing something for the onesie.
I'm trying my best.
Alright, so we need to get the pattern now, which we know how we get the pattern now is through the kind of putting the... I'm going to guess we're going to put the gumball in the box and then give it to the kid, if I had to take a guess. And then the thread is actually also in the bar over here. It's this guy has it right here, the wind mug. It's made out of that red material. His thread is exposed, but the chair is rusted, so we need to find a way to kind of get that to work for us. We need to find some oil in some way.
This mint has the shape of a coin.
So there we go.
Hey, there's no bubble gum in here. These are marbles.
So
Too
that
bad.
works.
Marbles don't taste half as good as bubble gum.
Yes.
And they give you toothache.
Yes, but they will work for combining with other items, of
Marbles are
course.
sparkling in the chest.
And now it looks like a treasure box. So let's go ahead and give that to the kid. He will give us the pattern, which you can turn in, and then we'll figure out how to get the fabric. And you can just see it's kind of light-hearted, and it's a puzzle game, but it doesn't want to frustrate you to the point where you're pulling out your hair or your teeth, which I kind of like a lot.
Hey, you're on a treasure hunt, right? Look what I found.
There we go. Ah.
Oh boy, a real treasure!
I can't say that kid's voice.
Now?
Sure, I don't need that old knitting pattern anymore.
Alright, so we got the knitting pattern now. Let's go ahead and take the knitting pattern back to the kid. I mean, back to the tailor, not the kid. And then we'll somehow find the fabric, which you might have to get a couple hands for. I've tried pouring the alcohol on the chair. We need to find a way to get some oils that we're looking for. Let's give him the knitting pattern.
The knitting pattern.
There you go.
Excellent. Oh, I see. That one's going to be one fashionable
So
one.
all we need now is
We're
the
still
fabric
missing something
itself.
for the onesie.
And then we
Try
can
my
get to it.
best.
Like I said, just the game is very stylized, very strange. But I dig it. You know, it's a very unique world to say the least. All the characters are kind of twisted and weird. All right, so let's figure out how we can get this this fabric off this guy. The game has 5 chapters, by the way. This is just the beginning of chapter 1. The game has a total of, I think, from about 8 to 10 hours worth of gameplay.
The chair seems to be rusty.
So how do we get the chair
What's
unrusted?
going on?
Nothing.
How do we get the chair unrusted?
It's completely rusty.
Do we have anything in our possession that can get... Let's see if we can...
No, now is no time to fool around.
Okay, maybe we can present this flyer to him.
That's just a...
Wait, what is that? Hold the tick.
No, it's being used. And besides, I
Okay.
have to find the girl.
Huh, why would that be able to be clicked on, I wonder?
Why should I do that?
Nope, okay. So like I said, we're probably going to have to use the hint log here to find out how to get this fabric here. It says, when Monk Malice in the library is wearing a robe made of strawberry yarn. Maybe there's a witch to take his robe. A loose thread is coming out of his robe. You could untwist the robe with a loose thread. Unfortunately, the swivel chair is rusted. Maybe you can oil it up. You need something oily to oil the swivel chair. Oh! The oily fish. You can't get a hold of it with your bare hands. Fish can be wrapped in newspaper, for example. Or, for instance, the, I think I know what we have to do here now. Alright. The fish was an earlier scene where we were actually trying to get to the bird, Laura's bird, to get us the... We were trying to get back the treasure for our master, and it was eating a fish, and it fell. And it's a long story, but the point is there's a fish right here. We can use this to our advantage. Pick it up with the flyer, because we can't pick it up with our bare hands.
Fish in paper.
There we go. We take it back here. And we'll oil up the chair and then get the thread, and then we'll find where Laura is, and we'll probably call the video there. The game, like I said, is very unique. It's interesting. It has 5 chapters, about 8 to 10 hours of gameplay. It also has this weird mini game in it, which is almost kind of like Rockstar. You kind of play this flute nose thing. It's very strange. His nose is a flute. I don't know why. It just is. So let's go ahead and use this on the chair.
Fish oil as lubricant. Brilliant idea.
There we go, and then pull.
Hang on, old man.
Oh, Malice, if I'd have known what you're hiding under that robe,
What then, Ottilie?
I may have let you in on a special offer.
Ew. Creepy. So we got the yarn now. He's also half naked, but that's okay.
Is it true what they say about you guys?
It depends. What do they say?
Well, they say that you've never had a woman, and that given the chance, you take practically anything and everything you can get.
Oh my god.
That's true.
Run out of the bar, Robert! Oh god, on holiday. Ew! I guess that's the end of that bar. That's okay though, because we got everything we need out of the bar, so we can go over here, give it to the tailor. He will make the onesie here now, and we will see what happens next. Alright, so let's give him the yarn. There you go, buddy.
Here I found real strawberry yarn.
Take it, man, take it.
My goodness. I would never have imagined that I would ever use this fabric.
I love how the guy just even noticed that I
Very
whipped
kind
him,
of
like,
you to let me assist
free
in
of his
all
clothes.
Yes. I'm always glad to help.
I can see I have an idea list before me.
Alright, so...
Now I have everything I need for the onesie.
Yeah, so make it. Good lord. Awesome.
There.
Alright.
No
Nope,
problem.
sorry. Didn't mean to skip over that text there.
Only just imagining the tiny thing kicking around in it warms my heart.
Yes, thank you. You helped me a lot.
You
Could
weird
you get me a
forearmed
baby?
What?
Jimmy baby.
Why?
I'm so lonely here. How about a dog?
No, I sure
What the
A
hell?
potted plant?
I'll go now.
Alright, so let's go turn in the onesie. And I think you kind of get an idea of how each character is just kind of weird and twisted in their own way. Let's go ahead and give it to the cradle, I think. Is that what we're going to do here?
No, now is...
Okay, fine. It's not there. Give it to the mom then here. The
Here,
Asposian.
I did it. A onesie made from real strawberry yarn. Little Conroy will stay warm from now on.
Yep. Give it to him. Come on.
My goodness, that was a joke. You really knitted a onesie made from strawberry yarn? I can't believe it.
Damn right, lady. It wasn't
I
easy
said
either.
Gold. Would you have gotten gold for me? Damn, I should have said gold.
No, you didn't, so
But the
tell me what
baby
to do.
insisted on it.
It's a baby. It can't tell its toe from its nose.
Where can I find
Yeah,
a
could you just
Laura?
give us what we want, lady?
The
Come on.
Mercator is down the street. Try it there.
Try? I thought you knew for sure where I...
Hey, how could I know that you would really bring me strawberry yarn? She'll be there. You better get looking before she leaves again.
Now that you haven't spent like an hour doing this or anything.
Thank you. At the Mercator.
Okay, so we obviously
I
get moved
should have
along
said
there.
The baby needs a house. I should have said house.
And now we get to move on to kind of like the next puzzle-esque area and find out where the hell Laura is, hopefully.
Wow, how nice.
Very
This
gorgeous
is the
painting, I have
art
to say. That's
place,
really
and-
awesome looking.
Oh, I think the play's starting.
I guess we'll watch this sick and twisted play really quick.
This is little Phineas. Together with his parents, he was living a modest and happy life. Every day they went to a wind fountain in order to appease the gods with a small offering. But one day, Phineas's parents decided that they couldn't spare the offerings anymore. The wind gods didn't appreciate that at all. Well, little Phineas, obviously seeing you grow up,
And they got turned to
wasn't that
stone.
important to your parents. In order for Phineas to avoid meeting the same fate as his parents, he has to listen to Conroy. The wisest of the Asposians has plenty of sound advice on
There's
how
definitely
to
a
stay on the
mystery
wind
going on in
god's
this
good
game. And
side.
I'd say the story is very
Praying every day
interesting and unique.
helps.
I'm kind of
The
curious to see
Basilians
what's
like it when
going
their people are
on
living a modest
and
life,
find out why the
void
wind
of
tunnels have
demand.
stopped producing air.
And don't forget the small offering. Do what Phineas does. Live the way that pleases the gods.
All right.
And when in doubt, ask yourself, what would Conroy do?
Oh my goodness. Alrighty then.
Wow, that was exciting. Wait a minute. There are feathers on the stage.
Uh-oh. Sometimes there's just cutscenes where he kind of just does things on his own, and you're not necessarily always in control. And he kind of just leads you forward through the story. There's one feather.
Feathers. Either the pigeon thief is here some.
He's gonna
or
fall through the
someone
stage,
is
I feel
wearing
like.
a pigeon feather boa. Probably over these cracks.
He's gonna fall through the ground. Alright, well there's obviously a trapdoor there, guys. But you get the kind of idea of how the game works, how all the stylized is, how kind of eerie and weird all at the same time. It's kind of it is a kid-friendly game, and sometimes it kind of borderlines with kind of the weird adult humor. The Inner World is a prime example of what the adventure click and point genre is all about. It presents a delightful world to explore with this strange assortment of characters and difficult puzzles, but with the hint book, the game doesn't get frustrated to the point of insanity, as some other point-and games might tend to do sometimes. That being said, it's very stylized art, may throw some people off, but I enjoy it quite a bit, guys. It's one of those games you're either going to get or you're not going to get, in my opinion. Sometimes it's funny, and sometimes it's completely illogical in an adult way. Nonetheless, I believe if you're a fan of the point-and-click genre, that you will have a very good time with this game. It's a very solid game, and you will enjoy it. So go ahead and pick up this game off of their main website. Big thanks to the developer for a chance to review this game. Thanks to you for watching. Remember to subscribe, and I will keep bringing you amazing indie games. I hope you enjoyed the video, and this has been Let's Play the Inner World.